Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This video is the part first of the video lecture series for MBA first semester students. The video contains the basic concepts and principles in management under the course titled Management Concepts and Processes, having the course code MBA 101C. Let me introduce the subject with some of the famous quotes in management. The first rule of management is delegation. Don't try and do everything yourself because you can't. Anthea Turner. Management is above all a practice where art, science, and craft meet. Henry Mintzberg. The overview of the video contains introduction to management, definitions, meaning of management, scope of management, processes of management, also called as functions of management, managerial skills, levels and roles of management. Let me first discuss introduction to management. As all of us know that every human being has several needs and desires. But in reality, no individual can satisfy all his or her needs and desires. Therefore, people work together to meet their mutual needs, which they can't fulfill individually. By working together in organized groups and institutions, people satisfy their economic and social needs. As a result, various types of groups are formed. For example, our family, school, government, army, a business firm, a cricket team, and the like. Such groups can achieve their goals effectively only when the efforts of the people working in these groups are properly coordinated and controlled. The task of getting results through others by coordinating their efforts is known as management. Now, the definitions of management. As a social science subject, it is very difficult to give a precise definition of the term management. Different scholars from different disciplines view and interpret management from their own angles and aspects. The definitions by some of the leading management thinkers and practitioners are given as: management is the coordination of all resources through the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling in order to attain stated objectives. Henry L. Sisk. Management is principally the task of planning, coordinating, motivating, and controlling the efforts of others towards a specific objective. James L. Lundy. F. W. Taylor defines management as the art of knowing what you want to do and then seeing that it is done in the best and cheapest way. As per Henry Fayol, to manage is to forecast and to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate, and to control. Peter Drucker defines management as a multipurpose organ that manages a business, manages managers, and manages workers and work. Now let me discuss the nature and characteristics of management. Management is goal oriented. Management is not an end in itself. It is a means to achieve certain goals. Management has no justification to exist without goals. Management is universal. That means it's an essential element of every organized activity, irrespective of the size or type of activity. Management is an integrative force. The essence of management lies in the coordination of individual efforts into a team. Management as a process. Management is done by people, through people, and for people. It's a social process because it is concerned with interpersonal relations. Management is multidisciplinary. It depends upon wide knowledge derived from several disciplines like engineering, sociology, psychology, economics, anthropology, and so on. Management is a continuous process. It is a dynamic and an ongoing process. Management is intangible. That means it cannot be seen, but its presence can be felt everywhere in the form of results. Another important nature or the characteristic feature of the management is that it is an art as well as a science. It contains the systematic body of theoretical knowledge and it involves the practical application of such knowledge. Now, the scope of management. The scope of management can be classified into the following categories. Production management. In production management, management is used to design the product in the location and layout of plant and building, planning and control of factory operations, operation of purchase and storage of materials, repairs and maintenance, inventory cost and quality control, research and development, and so on. In the marketing management, management has an application to conduct market research in order to determine the needs and expectations of consumers. It is used in the planning and developing suitable products, in setting appropriate prices, in selecting the right channel of distribution, in promotional activities like advertising. In the financial management, management has an application in estimating the volume of funds which are required for both long-term as well as short-term needs of the business. In selecting the appropriate source of funds, in raising the required funds at the right time, and in the administration of the earnings. In human resource management, management has the following applications. Manpower planning, which is a process of estimating or projecting the number of people required for a specific period of time. Recruitments, which is a process of attracting the appropriate candidates to encourage them to come and apply for the job. Selection, which means selecting the best among the rest. Training, which means enhancing the skills and knowledge of an employee. Appraisal, which assesses the performance of an employee. Compensation, that means rewarding employees for their jobs. Employee welfare services and personal records. Now the process of management, which is also called as functions of management. The basic functions or the basic management process includes 5 major functions, which include planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Number 1, planning. It is a process of deciding the business objectives and charting out the plan or the methodology for achieving the same. This includes determination of what is to be done, how it is to be done, where it is to be done, who will do it, and how results are to be evaluated. The second function is organizing, which means identifying and grouping of the work, defining and delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing various kinds of relationships. Staffing. It is the process of acquiring, deploying, and retaining a workforce of sufficient quantity as well as quality. Directing. This function involves communication, leadership, and motivation. Finally, the last function, controlling, which means establishing standards of performance, measuring current performance, comparing it against the established standards, and taking corrective action that does not meet the standard. Now, another topic is about managerial skills. In the present day business, the job management has become very difficult. Several skills are required to manage organizations successfully. The skills of managers have been classified under 3 basic categories: the technical skills, the human skills, and the conceptual skills. First, technical skills. The ability and knowledge in using the equipment, techniques, and procedures involved in performing specific tasks. Such kind of skills are required at lower level of management, also called as supervisory level of management. Second, human skills. Such type of skills consists of the ability to work effectively with other people. both as individual and as members of a group. Such kind of skills are required to win cooperation of others and to build effective work teams. These skills are required at middle level of management. Third, conceptual skills. The ability to see the whole organization and the interrelationship between its parts. Such skills help the manager to conceptualize the environment, to analyze the forces working in a situation, and take a broad view of the organization. Such kind of skills are required at top level of management. Another topic is about levels of management. Broadly speaking, there are three basic levels of management. Number one, lower level of management, where we have foremen, supervisors, and so on. Then we have middle level of management, where we have sales managers, human resource managers, financial managers, production managers, other departmental heads, and so on. Then we have top level of management, which comprises of company presidents, executives, vice presidents, directors, joint directors, and so on. Another topic is about roles of management. A role is a set of specific tasks which persons perform because of the position they hold. According to management expert Professor Henry Mintzberg, there are three broad role categories. Number one, interpersonal role. Number two, informational role. Number three, decisional role. In interpersonal role, the manager plays the role as a figurehead. That means he or she performs social and legal duties and acts as symbolic leader. Examples include greeting visitors, sign legal documents, attend ceremonies, host receptions, and so on. Manager as a leader directs and motivates subordinates, selects and trains employees. Example includes almost all interactions with subordinates. Liaison, that means to establish and maintain contacts within and outside the organization. Examples: business correspondence, participation in meetings with representatives of other divisions or organizations. The second classification, informational role. Monitor. Here, manager seeks and acquire work related information. Examples: scan trade press, periodicals, reports, attend seminars and training, maintain personal contacts. Disseminator. Here manager communicates or disseminates information to others within the organization. Examples: sends memos and reports, Inform staffers and subordinates of decisions. Manager as a spokesperson. Communicates, transmits information to outsiders. Examples: pass on memos, reports and informational materials, participate in conferences and meetings, and report progress. Decisional role. Manager as an entrepreneur. Identify new ideas and initiate improvement projects. Examples: implement innovations, plan for the future. Manager as a disturbance handler. Deals with disputes or problems and takes corrective action. Examples: settles conflicts between subordinates, choose strategic alternatives, overcome crisis situations. Manager as a resource allocator. Decides where to apply resources. Examples: draft and approve of plans, schedules, budgets, set priorities. Manager as a negotiator. Defends business interests. Examples: participates in and directs negotiations within team, department, and organization. This is all about the part first of this video lecture series. Hopefully, the video will suffice you in understanding the basics of management. For any queries, feel free to reach out to me on the mentioned email ID. Thank you.